What's up, guys? You're watching Spectre React. Today, we're going to be covering the last two episodes of What If, titled What If Zombies and What If Killmonger Rescued Tony Stark. Now, if I were to rate these two episodes in one word, I call them painfully mediocre. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I kind of agree. Let's talk about the What If Zombies first. Like, where can we even start with that episode? That episode started out really comedic, and then slowly started like when they started diving deeper and deeper into like the scientific aspect of like where what the show was supposed to be. It got sillier and sillier until it became basically like senseless completely.
Yeah, I mean, we went into it hearing great things about it, and we watched it a little bit late, so there's that. But I gotta say, it didn't live up to its reputation anyway. A lot of plot contrivances, and there wasn't any explanation given behind why the zombie virus can manifest itself anatomically. I mean, we got the whole BS limbic system excuse, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, the limbic system affects psychological aggression, right?
Right, right. Yeah, I just don't like. I have no idea how they're gonna change physical appearance based on added to the limbic system, and then also like you're telling me that nobody was able to stop this virus from spreading and had no idea this was going on. Like I is it's unexplainable. And honestly, I don't want to see an episode about a virus these days, especially.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier cut out their virus plots. I don't know why they didn't make the same call with this.
No idea.
It's kind of in bad taste. I mean, Michael Bay got a lot of flack for his film about, I think it was COVID-23 or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. It's not necessary at the time. Let's get into Vision though. Vision was, I guess, Wanda was the main villain. They kind of anti WandaVisioned it, so now it's Vision that's doing stupid stuff for Wanda. And here's where I have the problem. Mr. Ship of Theseus himself used his logical brain to say, "Let's help the person who is a zombie and killing people and eating people."
Yeah, I mean, Vision's character arc to me is it's just laughable. I mean, it starts off helping Wanda, then he says he's helping the heroes, then he's revealed to be helping Wanda. Then after the heroes knock some common sense into Mr. Ship of Theseus, as you said, he returned to the light side. I mean, it's really bewildering. And also, why did uh, why did Black Panther not get absolutely screwed over by Wanda?
I don't know why was he like left alone, and not only that, like Vision said something like, "I can't live with myself," and then proceeds to like, or I have to like fix what I did, and then proceeds to like straight up just rip the Mind Stone out of his own head.
Yeah, Vision was not operating at full performance. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I feel like there was something definitely wrong with him. I think overall, like we're being super critical with this episode, but again, like it was comedic at the beginning, and then slowly, I think the What If has this disease where it's just like the writers were like, let's write a kick-ass beginning, a decent middle, and all right, let's go home now. No ending whatsoever. Like
just
no
giving
no
up.
third act. Just stop right there. So they always end with like more to be desired, which is annoying. And there's no sense of a part two.
I did hear a rumor that on the note of part two, the final episode will be revisiting each one of these realities and kind of showing what happened after the episode.
And
So
I'll happily eat these words as soon as I see that.
I would love to see that. I think a lot of these episodes warrant more exploration into the themes and general plot.
But I'm
And
sorry, you're
also,
so wait, hold on. One episode to do all of that? Like I'm really pissed off that they have these 30-minute things because I keep feeling like they're talking too fast. So like one episode to handle this whole thing is like ridiculous. There's no way they can answer. Like I think I'd be more disappointed than anything else if you spent 30 minutes handling every single ending in the entire, what if universe so far. What if universes so far.
I mean, yeah, the writing definitely needs work. I think honestly, this episode would have seemed appealing if I were to read the Wikipedia summary fit and just the general theme of an impending zombie apocalypse and the remaining survivors having to get away on a train. That sounds like a really interesting premise, and I love that aspect of it. I also love the kind of ending, like starting anew, just a few folks left. But the plot contrivances really made it hard for me to enjoy the story as a whole.
Yeah, I think the plot contrivances were funny enough for us to like start breaking out laughing.
Exactly.
Especially the limbic system one. That one got us. The Peter Parker character was good.
Peter Parker was awesome. I love the mention of Uncle Ben, and honestly, it goes back to what I was saying a couple reviews ago. Like, why didn't they just show us what happened with Uncle Ben as opposed to going into a whole different universe? Right? That would have been awesome to just actually see what went down with MCU Peter Parker and Uncle Ben.
Yeah. That would be a great what if. That'd be a much more interesting what if. I think you were trying to talk about Janet Van Dyne's decision to get big and walk the heroes to their destination, and then just flatline
Just
right there, turn into a giant zombie, and like that was just why you
I mean, she knew what she was doing. She knew that she was going to be zombified eventually. So I don't know why she chose to
to stay
maximize
big.
her size. And I mean, like, why don't she just become tiny again
Or
and let the other
just
zombies
shoot like
stomp on you or
just
something
shoot
like that?
herself before that. Like that would be so much easier. I know it's a kids show, but like if you're showing, you know,
No, it's
zombie,
not a kid show because we got a reference to foreplay in the Killmonger episode, which we'll get to eventually.
yeah, and they showed like mad blood in that one too. They showed like people eating people. So I mean, how hard is it to just show like bang? That would be much more intelligent. Like I was just waiting for that to happen there, and it did. So like again, Janet Van Dyne is. Oh no, it wasn't actually Janet. It was Hope Van Dyne. We keep saying
Oh,
Janet.
yeah. Excuse me. I don't know why I said Janet.
Yeah, well, I don't know why we said, but it was Hope Van Dyne who became huge, flatlined, became zombified, and then came back as a giant zombie, arguably the biggest threat zombie wise, other than Wanda.
Also, I was cringing so hard when Peter was like, Hope, it's also your name. Like,
No, but
why?
like,
I just
no,
have no words for that. I'm sorry.
it's such a Peter Parker line, but at the end of the day, like I think MCU Peter Parker has some sort of like limit to how far he goes. Like, Hope, it's in your name. Like that's very kids showy.
Yeah, I was just messing when I said this show wasn't. It's like a kid show that can't seem to decide whether it's a kid show or not a kid show.
Well, the amount
It's
of
like it's
blood they
really
show
weird.
is not a kids show at all. Like when Mr. Zombie Falcon got killed by Okoye, like she cut this dude in half in front of Bucky, which by the way was a really funny line from him. I think he said like I should be feeling bad, but I'm not, or something like that. And it was like alluding to Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie's relationship of like love hate kind of thing. But
Yeah,
like they're just like buddies. But I think if you're gonna go with like the kids show theme, then just be a kids show, and if you're gonna be an adult show, just be an adult show.
precisely. You really got to stick with what your original premise is. I know you also had some issues with Zombie Cap. Am I right?
Yeah, I think he was just a weird addition to it, and I also like I don't know. I think a lot of these events. I think Tony Stark of all people would have been like the first person to have found a cure. Also, how did he get bit in the first place if he had his helmet on?
Like it went underneath his helmet or something. I have no idea. Just so many of these random contrivances, and also like the ending. I mean, seriously, Thanos is now a zombie. Like, you're not going to show us what happens after that.
And he has the Infinity Gauntlet. And if a big zombie was coming at me, I would probably snap and make all the zombies go away.
No, no. So you tell me he waited until like everyone got away, and then it's like, hey, I'm gonna show you guys my gauntlet, and I'm gonna snap it.
Yeah, I don't know how like, and also what is this virus that affects like every single species?
Yeah, there needs to be more explanation given behind these really arcane aspects of the lore. You know what I'm
We
saying?
we say it almost every week, and it's just like 30 minutes is not doing you any favors, regardless of how quickly you think that you can tell a story. It's like 30 minutes, regardless of the fact that they don't have an ending. 30 minutes is not doing any favors.
Exactly. 30 minutes is it's just it's too limiting of a time. I hope that in season 2 they maybe expand this to 40 minutes or 50 minutes. It'll give the fans a lot more what they want, hopefully.
Yeah, also like, you part 1, part 2, part 3 it goes a long way. Hate to be repetitive, but part 1, part 2, part 3 kind of thing would go a long way here because it's like you don't have to make a movie every episode. You can make 10 episodes and just have 5 stories or 4 stories.
Exactly. It'll take some of the pressure off the writers. Now, let's move into the next episode. What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark? Now, I think the premise is pretty random. I mean, Killmonger and Tony Stark have next to nothing to do with each other. So I don't know why you're kind of conflating these two stories.
I guess it's like a creative what if in their minds. I didn't hate it. I'll be honest. Like I didn't hate it. I've hated pretty much every what if
Neither did
except
I.
for the T'Challa one and this one. I think the beginning was really interesting as well. Um, it was funny, like the way he exposed Obadiah Stane like right off the bat, and it seemed like he was targeting Tony Stark. I will say they kind of it went downhill. The more I think is all what if episodes do. It's like a roller coaster that just has one big climb and then one big fall, and then it just ends right there.
I think my favorite part was when like he did his homework and exposed Obadiah. That was just a really comedic scene. I know you and I were cracking up when we saw that.
Yeah, 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 that was great. There was I think up till the part where he killed T'Challa, I was really enjoying the episode.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly hope this isn't Chadwick Boseman's last MCU appearance because I mean, I gotta say, as far as his MCU career goes, this wasn't the most impressive of his
Yeah, 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 I know what you're saying.
yeah
Like,
his appearances.
respectfully, it's like I don't want him to end like his MCU career to end on a note like this. I
He
guess
still
the
killed it. He still killed it, but like I don't think the writers did him any favors.
right, and then he also I don't understand why so apparently he was Killmonger hated both the America and Wakanda because he knows that I assume he knows that King T'Chaka killed his father, and I assume that, and he's also like very very anti-white people, whatever it was that he was doing there. So is he just
Yeah, he
against
was like talking
both?
trash to Rhodey for wearing the uniform of his oppressors, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's a little bit a little bit too direct for what they're trying to go for. I don't know. I feel like the themes were much better explained. Like when you're talking about a theme like that, I think you need to go subtle and do it like the MCU did, which was impactful and empowering rather than kind of shitting on both ways.
Exactly. You know, things like the Falcon speech and Falcon Winter Soldier. I really enjoy that, as well as things like Black Panther and Civil War. Those really handled some pretty complex themes well, and I think this show needs to do a better job at handling these themes more deftly.
Yeah. Uh, Also, it was really weird that here's one thing that we noticed that Killmonger has a name tag on his suit in this reality.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I watched Black Panther in the theater. I remember this. There's no way Killmonger had a name tag. This has to be another one of what if's famous plot contrivances. Hey, who's that guy again? Oh, your name tag says Killmonger, so you must be Killmonger. It's
Yeah.
just so contrived.
This show, man. Oh man. Okay.
It's like I love how they kept the uniform the exact same,
Except
except
for
for the
that name
goddamn name tag.
tag.
Like
Exactly.
they didn't like Navy seal him up or something. They literally just copy pasted Killmonger and just gave him a name tag.
Yeah. Uh, Also, another thing that we noticed that was just like really, really pissing us off was, I mean, at least for me, I'll speak for me here. This pissed me off ridiculously because I've dealt with remotes all my life, like glitchy remotes, and
I'm well aware of your difficulties with
there's no
remotes.
physical way that once those shields closed, Killmonger pressed one button and all the robots just turned on and didn't like delay, and he didn't even like have to click it twice or anything. I remember like we had
And also, like no one saw him press that
no
button. Like
one even looked,
seriously.
and I remember like the car keys, like the very like an old car that we had to like click twice for the thing to lock. You're telling me that this dude made a this dude made a remote control that powered on all the robots all at once.
And also, like the vibranium robots were they were like folding like paper. Remember?
What were they vibranium or was like the arc reactor made of vibranium? I was confused about that. They didn't really describe that
I'm
well.
pretty sure the robots were made of vibranium because that was the implication.
And
I thought they were gonna go like an Age of Ultron route for a second.
And also, like, so Tony Stark, you're telling me Tony Stark, who is basically the visionary of this whole like universe and pretty much every universe that he's been in, didn't have a backup security camera. So you just like erase Jarvis. Like even Steve Jobs, like was like it never hurts to have a backup. Like you're telling me there was no iCloud, no Tony Cloud, like nothing.
Yeah, and also let's talk about like T'Chaka, right? So T'Chaka previously literally killed his brother and Jobo for rightly thinking that he was double crossing him. So I don't know why he didn't see he didn't see Killmonger's double cross coming. And hey, let's trust the son of the guy I killed for betraying me. Yeah, he's not gonna have any problems with me, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna think that, oh, maybe I'll want a little bit of revenge. I guess he was buddy buddy with him because he didn't think that he knew anything, and it was okay. But I kind of enjoyed the ending somewhat. Like I liked how T'Challa in Panther form came up and he was just like, "Haha, we know what you did. Like it doesn't always work the way you think, cousin." And then
What goes around comes around, right? Him with that good old JT.
yeah, but at the same time, like that's not an ending. He didn't get justice.
Yeah,
He didn't get any sort of like response. They didn't even show us whether he becomes Black Panther or not. Because I'm pretty sure the elders or the people in that little realm have to like approve somewhere, right? You don't just go there, say hi,
yeah.
and just become Black Panther anyways.
I do want to see a lot of these endings be expanded upon, as I was saying before. But the good news is a recent mid-season look at What If indicated that characters like evil Doctor Strange will be returning. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that character, but at least we're gonna get some closure relating to those plot threads.
Yeah, I don't know if we're breaking this sort of news for a lot of people, but it's like I also have heard rumors that the evil Doctor Strange is going to be in Multiverse of Madness. So I personally would absolutely love to see that, and I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch would do a very good job as evil Doctor Strange live action.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the OG Doctor Strange yell at evil Doctor Strange for not using the Apple ability.
Yes, please. Oh God,
Please.
call out a couple plot contrasts. But again, like I would love to see the old, the like real Doctor Strange interact with evil Doctor Strange because I feel like if you really wanted to go that route, he could be the villain of that movie.
But yeah, back to the topic of this episode's ending. What was going on? Like, I really want to find out what happens. It's bothering me that when it was finally about to get good, they just like cut it short and played the credits.
Like I know how strongly you feel about this because in the notes, just like to put this on blast, in the notes it says ending dash whack. So you feel very strongly about this ending because I feel like it's the same thing with me. Like I want to know what happens at the end, and you're kind of just like depriving the audience in total of like a proper ending.
If any closure, yeah. I mean, I don't want it to seem like we're hating on the show, but I know Marvel can do better. I know you have the same
Yeah, it's
feeling.
like, to me, it's like as it should be. Like, comedy is comedy. Like, silliness is silliness. Like, you can't not make fun of it just because you love it. And I definitely am like a very strong Marvel like fan since I was a kid. So seeing this versus seeing some of the other stuff that I've seen so far, like
Cough, cough, EMH,
Cough
EMH
Cough
purist.
EMH, this is more like I feel like I would even rate something like Avengers Assemble over this right now, like which is another cartoon that they had. I think it was. I mean, at that point, like I didn't really care because I was old enough not to like care about those cartoons anymore. But like I just don't feel like this goes to the potential of what Marvel is able to do, especially with the stories that they had. So
Yeah, I
like,
mean, even Superhero Squad has blown this out of the water.
oh, Superhero Squad's way ahead. That's like way back. But speaking of Avengers Assemble, I think the voice actor for Tony Stark is actually the guy from Avengers Assemble and all those discount Marvel shows to sell more toys. And I don't feel like he's
Yeah,
doing the greatest RDJ impression. And no, that's not disrespect. Like, I just feel like there were better RDJ impressions out there.
yeah, he could sure do a better RDJ impression than me or you, but I mean, maybe bring back the dude who did the EMH voice for Iron Man, right? That dude
Yeah,
that
maybe
nailed it.
that's just bias, but I think it's just that would be a better casting there. I also think, I mean, RDJ would have eaten the whole budget of this entire show, to be honest.
Precisely, yeah. He totally would have, eaten up all of the MCU budget for this show. But anyways, let's close it out by talking about what we enjoyed. I really like the kind of matte painting esque visuals of this, as well as
I'll say I'll agree with that. The animation definitely a step up, both in the zombie episode and the um, what was the episode? The Killmonger episode. I feel like there was a lot more emotion on their faces this time around. Except for the zombie episode when Vision let out this like really big scream and there was like nothing on his face, so that was pretty funny.
so yeah. I mean, as far as animation goes, they aren't really making market improvements, and there isn't as much emotion on their faces as I would have liked.
But it looks better. It looks better now. It does look better in this episode at least.
Exactly, and also like I do think there were a lot of interesting plot threads that weren't really handled in a way that I found compelling. I mean, like Killmonger was a really compelling character in this, like it or not. I mean, he definitely made some pretty unpredictable decisions, and I was kind of he kind of kept me on my toes, you know.
Yeah, I think if anything, I want to see this end, and that's where everything stems from.
Exactly. I know they can do better. I know they have done better, and I really hope this isn't setting a precedent for upcoming MCU shows. I mean, I don't want Loki to be at the level of this show. Let me just say that. Loki season 2 is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and I don't think it can be. I think even WandaVision was doing better on the ending side than this.
Yeah, WandaVision had like a purpose and set out to accomplish that purpose. I don't really agree with a lot of the decisions made behind that show, but like it or not, it did kind of fulfill that vision.
Like it or not, they made a third act, and they said there's an ending here.
Exactly.
So that's more than I can say so far. If they do revisit it in the finale and they make it really cool, you know, if the Watcher like puts these things together. Speaking of the Watcher, am I the only one who's getting kind of sick of this
Yeah,
intro?
me and you have been skipping the I think it's like 1.5 minutes worth of Uatu just saying, that same old universe of possibilities. There's
Yeah,
only one, or whatever
and
the hell it
ponder the
says.
question:
What
What if?
if? Yeah. Like we
Yeah,
get it,
okay, we
man.
get
And
it.
I just think it's really hilarious when you just like see him like randomly pop up in the sky, just like watching people.
Yeah, there are a couple cool shots with that, but it's being
I
overused.
want to see this
And
dude like actually do some shit. Like I want to see how powerful he is. Like
I don't think you're understanding something. The dude's name is literally the Watcher, bro. He's doing something. That's all he can do.
he's literally his job is to be in spectate mode for the rest of his life.
Exactly, bro. He when he loads up, he presses the watch button, not the play button.
No, but I do think it'd be really interesting for him to just like I know he like kind of did it in the evil strange episode. Remember?
He like spoke to Strange, which was interesting, which was like setting a precedent that he could do something in the future, but who knows?
Yeah, like I want some universe to be like so messed up that he has to be like, all right, just for the sake of everybody in all the multiverses, I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna fix this. That'd be a nice character change.
The biggest thing I like about this is that now it's confirmed that all those after Sylvie killed Kang in the finale of Loki, this is all the timelines that have these are some of the timelines that were created from that.
Yeah,
At least
so
that's been confirmed. So that's something I'm happy about.
so AC Bradley's not to blame for this show. Matthew Chauncey isn't to blame for this show. The only person that we should really be blaming is Sylvie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sylvie, what are you doing? Like, why'd you kill
Come on,
Kang?
Sylvie.
Look at what you did. Mediocre Marvel content.
Anyways, that's all we got for you guys today. Let us know what you guys thought about this episode. Sorry if we were like railing on this too much if you enjoyed it, but more power to those of you that do. So let us know what you guys thought and let us know your predictions for the upcoming What If episodes. Until next time, see ya.